Good morning, folks. Robert has kindly dropped off a nice load of Type 1 here, as this is the progression that we've had in the yard over the weekend. We've got a bit of a blank canvas to deal with. There's a bit of, there's a few blemishes that could do with being sorted out, but this is going to fill in the sort of lower areas and try and build it up, and then I am going to get a final capping layer of dust over the whole lot to try and get that sort of tighter bind, kind of be like that, rather than Type 1 stones that eventually arise to the surface. I want it to be as smooth and as flat as possible. So what we're doing, Aaron?
So we're putting up a fence, and then we're also going to put it in bed, just in where all that dirt pile is.
What like was it digging?
Digging wasn't too bad. Hit a few tree roots and big stones and stuff, so part of that was not too bad like.
We're back from Southampton, and it was a good, insightful visit. We had Thor from Thor's Tree Services come and do some chatting and sharing his thoughts and experiences running a business. Thor has 28 employees, runs a very successful tree company in London, and yeah, it was a really insightful mastermind. So good morning, folks. Robert has kindly dropped off a nice load of Type 1 here, as this is the progression that we've had in the yard over the weekend. Still got the Bobcat on hire, a demo, sorry. That's probably going to be getting picked up this week at some point. But I've got Jimmy, a digger driver, coming up. He's going to carry on moving this stuff and build up the back area. There's an area over there that needs to be built up because there was quite a lot of soft ground that he dug out. And yeah, we've given it all a roll. Kindly got a shot from Sean Williamson, his roller, cracking piece of kit. And yeah, it's just made a big difference. So we've got a bit of a blank canvas to deal with. There's a bit of, there's a few blemishes that could do with being sorted out, but this is going to fill in the sort of lower areas and try and build it up, and then I am going to get a final capping layer of dust over the whole lot to try and get that sort of tighter bind, kind of be like that, rather than Type 1 stones that eventually arise to the surface. I want it to be as smooth and as flat as possible, so we can finally get vehicles in here. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but the shed in the corner that I had planned to refurbish and turn into a sort of a dry store, wet room sort of thing, locker room for the guys, it needed that much work done. It just wasn't really feasible and it didn't really make sense. Hello, sir.
How are you getting on?
No bad. You?
I'm just, alright, yeah, I'm just getting the slabs on.
Right, I'll see you soon.
Right, no worries.
Cheers, bye. As I was saying, the shed needed that much work done. The only reason I wanted to use it is because it was there, it was a shell. I thought I might as well just try and use it, but it was going to need that much work done. It wasn't actually sitting level or plumb, so when we went to go and start cladding it, you're putting your cladding on plumb, but the building's not plumb, so you can't. So I just said, you know what, I don't actually need that right now. Like, that's more of a want than a need. Of course, it's good to facilitate the guys and stuff, but we're getting on fine as we are. The guys just have their stuff in the shed at the moment and come in. We don't spend that much time in the yard, but I would like to have a place where the guys can come in, store their stuff, either dry their clothes, just somewhere that they've got, even like to have their lunch if they are in the yard, sort of thing. But what I'll probably do eventually is get a welfare unit in there somewhere. Obviously trying to save pennies just now. That is, yeah, going to be put on the back burner at the moment. The big shed is going to be getting recladded because the cladding isn't very good on it. Hopefully going to get a roller door for it as well to try and eventually bring everything up here. All the operations will come out of this top yard, and the bottom yard, my yard, is going to be where I'm going to store materials and stuff like that. It's going to be more of a yard rather than an actual sort of workshop, containers and everything. So the containers are going to be brought up here, probably get another one on the other side of the shed. Hopefully in the mornings everything's going to be operated out of the top. Also, I want to try and keep this whole back area just for parking. So trailers, vans, whatever. The idea is to be able to come in here, be able to turn around because there's enough space, and then head back down there. Now that lean-to is going to be getting moved. So that'll be getting moved somewhere. I don't know how or what or when yet, but we're going to be breaking through into that yard. So this will be the entrance coming up the side, and then you'll be able to drive back down the bottom entrance. Obviously Gillian's office is here, my office will be here. We'll hopefully all tie it in somehow together. But that is the plan. We're slowly making progress. This has made a big difference to us being able to come in here and at least park, because we haven't had parking space. Hello sir, speaking to the camera. You gonna show everyone your hat? Right, so we're back at this garden that the guys were at last week. The beds are all nicely mulched up. We're going to be digging out this path and replacing it. Mole's made a start, lifted all the old slabs that were on it, pulled out all the edging stones, and now I'm getting a phone call. I keep getting interrupted by the phone, so the guys are currently on that project just now, digging out for the path. The trailer was left there over the weekend with all the green waste that the guys did. Obviously they spent 2 days cutting back and digging stuff out there. Just came to empty the trailer, going to go back, probably get a load of type 1 and head back there. I've just got them to load the waste into the plant trailer just now. They can shovel it out, because by the time they wait for me to go and dump that and come back, they would have been standing around. So yeah, just making do with what we've got. There should be an awful lot to come out. Got 2 crews out grass cutting today. Kyle and Joe and Dav and Ed, they are out in the Grantown routes, so always kind of start the grass at the start of the week, and then by the end of the week, you know, we crack on with other things and projects. So I know I harp on about the trailers, but having that trailer with the high sides, I just parked it at the job, the guys filled it up, and then it's essentially a skip. It's like a mobile skip, perfect for that sort of stuff. Load it to the gunnels. Green waste is obviously going to be really light. It was nearly to the top, it wasn't quite to the top, but the high sides make all the difference. So if you haven't got a tipping trailer or anything that can tip, I would highly recommend getting one. They are a lot of money. I would like to add a second one to the fleet, possibly a 10-foot one, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Aye, aye.
I never want to see another tree root again.
Have we got a lot of roots? Like,
Yeah, talking about the rafters.
there's a fair pile. You winning?
Of course. Yeah.
Pretty good. So we've got it dug out and we've got the turamen, which is going to be acting as a ground stabilisation. We've got a load of type 1 to go on. So just at the quarry just now, getting a load of dust to cap off the path. I've asked Jim to try and sift through the pile so we can get further into the pile where the dust is going to be a bit more damp, because see, the further out the pile it's drying out quicker, and we've had quite a lot of dry weather lately and not a lot of rain, so in order for the dust to bind together you need a bit of moisture through it, so that's what he's doing now. Always very accommodating. Thank you, Jim. Anyway, getting on well with that job. We're pushing on. We should get it finished today. I'm getting a full load of dust. I won't need to use it all, but we're progressing with that job. We'll hopefully get it done today. I mean, we should get it done today. I'm just getting a full load of dust because back at the yard, I'm going to be getting a lorry load of this dust to finish the yard. So whatever we don't use, I'll just tip back in the yard. And yeah, Jimmy, who was out this morning in the digger, has said he's finished up. He's spread all the type 1 that was there, and I believe rolled it as well. So it'll be interesting to see what that's like when we get back. This horse and animal rake after. Thoughts on the job?
It was good, apart from Adam was late.
There you go, again. I never get
It's taken us all day to tell the camera that you were late this morning.
late on that.
Don't be late again.
I'll never be late again. I'm always on time anyway. It's just.
Right, I'll see you back at the yard. You enjoy your day?
Had a great day, Ben.
Good lad. Did you enjoy your day?
Yes. Very fast.
Did Kyle enjoy your day with Joe?
Well, that's a definite yes.
What do you think, Kyle?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
How fast was I today?
Out of 10.
Yes.
You were reckon.
There you go.
Now, speed's one thing, quality's the next. Get in there. Did you?
It's her in a sense of like,
What one did you do it on?
one of the ones on Moss Road
Oh, yeah.
in the back garden.
Aye.
He took it down for me and then was like, fire away.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, I did, it was good.
Once you get a hang of it, it's just like muscle
Yeah,
memory.
aye, it
It's
was
just,
sound, but like, yeah, it is touchy,
Yeah. Good stuff. What do you think?
like, wow.
No excuse.
worried though.
No excuse for crashing into vans now.
That's a lot of space for you to put stuff.
No. I'll try and keep this area all clear at the back. Trailers and vans and stuff like that.
Right, got this obstacle course.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes a difference just getting the surface.
Yeah, I know. Right, folks, it is Tuesday. Down at this job that we've just started this afternoon. And this morning we got some posting, actually at my uncle's house. We're starting a bit of landscaping there. He's had a full new extension and the house has been refurbed, so they're onto the garden now. And yeah, being family, we've got the job. So didn't film much of that, or any of that actually. Just got the guys set up and then I went off. I had to go up to Inverness to get some glass for a customer for their decking. They had no means to get it back, so I went up with the trailer, reluctantly, because it was glass. But it was fine, got it back, no problem. So back down at this job, and we did a bit of work for this regular client that we cut the grass for. We've been clearing this all. There was a couple trees there that guys have just chipped. This is all getting back down to a blank canvas. That's going to be staying. So that's probably going to go back to soil. We're going to be doing a raised sleeper curved bed. So like the vertical style sleepers that we do in there. And then over here, we've got the Bobcat out to see how powerful it is. Again, this was a sort of bed slash heather, rockery, whatever you want to call it. A few trees that were here we cleared and felled a couple of years ago now. This was all blocked off like its own little woodland. So yeah, we've got to try and get the stumps out. I'm going to try and get as much as I can out with the Bobcat. And we've got the stump grinder here for the awkward ones. There is this big one, however, there is a drain running that way. And he's worried that there is roots going through that drain, but we'll maybe try and cut off the roots before we try and pull it out. But yeah, that one's quite hefty, so I don't want to overestimate what the Bobcat can do, but it is a big machine. It's got plenty of power, so yeah, we'll just start ripping it out. So, made a start. Bobcat done a grand wee job of taking out the roots. They're all there, even the big one. Yeah, plenty of power.
Yeah, that's like 3/4, which will be fine for that. I'm sure.
Sweet. Good to go.
Yeah, good to go. The long trip.
Don't fall asleep driving now.
Yeah.
See you later.
Cheers.
What we doing, Aaron?
So we're putting up a fence, and then we're also going to be putting in bed, just in where all that dirt pile is.
What like was it digging?
Digging wasn't too bad. Hit a few tree roots and big stones and stuff, so part of that was not too bad like.
So it's a little bit later on in the day. I came down for a couple of hours myself, well, an hour or so, to play about in the digger and try and level this off, pull as much of the greenery and everything out. This is just getting back to a blank canvas in the meantime. They will be putting a building up here, like a summer house and stuff. So they just wanted all the greenery out, leveled out, back to a blank canvas. All the roots are in a pile, ready to go. And yeah, Gary's going to chip away, removing the waste for us, getting in and out with a wee lorry, which is proving to be a very handy contact to have. Just to come in, can take more than the trailer can take. And it's also way more nimble and agile, and it saves me lugging a trailer about everywhere. So the Bobcat is a good, powerful little machine. I say little, it's quite big for what it is. It is quite front heavy and it's quite noddy, so that's the only thing I'm concerned about. I do like it. It's maybe something that I get used to. The thing is, you can't really be erratic with it, whereas with the Volvo you can be like all or nothing because it's not that powerful and quick. Whereas if you jolt forward in this thing, you're rocking back and forth. It's been good to get a bit of time in it. Obviously everyone else has been using it but me. It's the end of the day now. Tomorrow I'm actually going to be away down to Southampton again, to this mastermind that I'm a part of. They have like every month there's a mastermind event, in-person event. So I'm going to fly down to Luton tonight, stay the night, a Premier Inn, and then Tom is going to be picking me up again to go down there. They have got Thor from Thor Tree Services coming to speak, which is going to be quite exciting. It is very much like tree surgeon related, which is not something that we do, but businesses, and especially in this sort of same industry, is all much and such the same, and there is other landscape guys there as well. So just need to try and get the guys organised. It's been a bit of a kind of runabout day. Try and get the guys organised so they're all sorted for when I'm gone, and then yeah, fly down tonight. Well folks, we're back from Southampton, and I didn't take the camera with me, to be honest. I just wanted to be present in the moment, shut up, and in the room, and it was a good, insightful visit. We had Thor from Thor's Tree Services come and do some chatting and sharing his thoughts and experiences running a business. Thor has 28 employees, runs a very successful tree company in London, and yeah, it was a really insightful mastermind, so thanks to everyone involved. But we're back to it. We just got back in the afternoon here. The guys are all at the distillery cracking on with the soil. I have just emptied the tipping trailer of some dust that we had left over, which we'll be using in the yard, and I'm about to go and get a load of drainage stone for the back of the shed in this lovely rainy day. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a flight back last night. I would have liked to have been here because this morning the flight was at 10:15, and then, you know, half the day's gone and you're just sort of itching to get back. So came straight back, got changed into the work clobber, and I'm just back to doing something now. People say, you know, they want all this time off and, you know, doing nothing and stuff, but I don't know, the anxiety that it causes doing nothing, yeah, is a difficult one. But it was good to get away, of course, nonetheless. Let the guys crack on without me. It's always good to delegate and give the responsibility away. And yeah, the guys, you know, they've held the fort. They've done everything that they had in the schedule to a high standard. And yeah, very obviously very grateful to have a team that can operate without me being there. But I hope it is not raining as it is raining here for them, because yeah, they're moving soil, and moving soil when it becomes wet is a bit of a difficult one. What's wrong with you? Speak to me, what's wrong? You tired?
No.
You are tired.
I got to bed at 10 last night.
Don't.
So that's early.
So what's wrong with you today then?
I don't know. Just my usual self.
Do you need a hug?
Yeah, oh, yeah, come here.
Don't come near me. How's Kyle?
Right.
How's the morale today, boys?
Morale's good, my back's
A lot of soil shifted.
It's been quite fun barrow work today.
Is that a thing?
I think it is now. Let's make it a thing. In between bushes and up and around. And, yeah.
Good barrows for the job though, eh?
Absolutely.
So as you can see, the guys have been working hard. It is a hot and humid day. It rains, it stops, it starts, and I'm just, you know, here filming and I'm roasting. So it's one thing to be considered is, and I've said this before, but landscaping is a very physical and tiring trade. The guys have been working all day. Yes, granted they've had the digger to load on one end, but they've had to unload it on the other end and barrow it, rake it out, tons and tons of soil around the whole garden. So just want to take a moment to say thank you to the guys, and I will tell them in person, but it's a tough gig. It is, it really is. Don't get me wrong, I'm all one for sort of manual labour and, you know, keeping fit, because it keeps you fit, it keeps you in a job. I think when Mike, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me use this, but when Mike came on board, he lost 2 stone with us because he was just, you know, working a manual job. And this is another thing I've stressed to the guys, the importance of taking some time off, because you're constantly working physically, long days, long hours in all elements. It's not to be taken lightly. Yes, this is a job that they've all chosen to come and do, you know, they're here at their own will, whether they like it or not. But the guys still get funny about coming and asking me for time off. We now offer the team 33 days off. That's more than most people. Most people offer 28. We used to offer 28. But now, as an incentive for the team, for their hard work, I've added an extra 5 days off. It's nothing huge, but I just hope it is appreciated by the team, a bit of appreciation from me for their hard work, because it is important. Your R&R is important. If you work and work and work and work and don't get a break, you're going to get burnt out. It's as plain and simple as that. I think a lot of employers probably don't see that. I encourage the guys to take some time off, because it becomes a point when people are, you know, coming to work and they're not in a good mood, they're tired, they're just done. And it's because they've been working that hard and not really had a break from it. It is important to take some time off, rest and recover. I know myself, although I'm not always physically on the tools and stuff now, the mental toll that it takes on you running a business day to day is pretty significant. So it is, again, important to take time to rest and recover from the hard work that is done on a daily basis. So good end to the week. I wanted to pop out and see the guys, get some footage. Obviously the whole team's here, apart from Dav and Damien. Dav's away down at his girlfriend's graduation, and Damien is currently off with his dislocated shoulder. He is doing fine, he is just bored, however. Good end to the week, and thank you to the team for all their hard work. Ooh, look at me and my laser lamps. At least you know when it's closer to home time.
It's like 6 bells until we can go.
How many's that now?
Yeah, it's like, oh, let's go.
So just pop down to grab the Bobcat from this job. I had Jim in, the digger, today. He came in today to just give it a flash off and tidy it up. Gary had got rid of all the material and the stumps, and the guys came in and just tried to give everything a bit of a tidy up around the area. So yeah, it's back to a blank canvas now. There's going to be a cabin and everything going in here. The initial phase 1 was to strip everything out, as well as that raised section over there. That's going to be going back to soil. Client's talking about getting a carport in here at the back, and then we're talking about putting a curved raised sleeper bed around that stump, which was a huge tree that I was a part of taking down a year or 2 ago, 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So yeah, phase 1 of the project done. Good job guys, just picking up the digger and getting it back to the yard, and then we'll try and get the guys away as sharp as possible. Seeing it, it's Friday and I'm in a good mood. Everyone else is in a good but tired mood. Yeah, it's been a hard week, so. Just taking one vanner is, no, mole. What is in the crafter, Ed? Cool, well good stuff this week guys. Thanks for all your work. I know it's f***ing hard in this weather and stuff like that. Aaron, except apart from you.
It's easy work.
Is it, aye?
Yeah.
Well, he was struggling because he had to drag his lip around, as well.
His bottom lip.
extra weight.
You'll be sharp on Monday, will you?
Yeah.
Sharp to the yard or just sharp?
Still lying in bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. No, good stuff. Good feedback from customers again. Keep it up. Reviews and stuff. Have a look on Google. You'll see the reviews. Your names are getting mentioned and stuff like that. So really good to hear. Cool. Right, good stuff. If you want to take that crafter and then lock the front gate.
Yeah, cool.
Have a good weekend, guys. See you on Monday. Cheers. The beauty of driving into this yard, turning round and then reversing the trailer has just been amazing. Something I've never really had in that yard because it's that small. So my idea is to keep this as much yard space as possible clear, just open space, so we can come round and drive out. That is the plan. Whether it sticks to that or not, I don't know, but I'm going to try my very hardest. Anyway, that's another week done guys. I'm absolutely sweating. It's so humid in the air, and I've got a football game tonight which I am looking forward to, but not in this heat, so hopefully it cools down a bit. Again, thanks to the guys for their hard work, and I guess we'll go again next week. I'm going to be in the yard tomorrow to some capacity, probably going to try and wash the diggers, wash my pickup, van, etc. I like to take Saturdays to sort of unwind and like sort of organise for the week ahead as much as I can, and also this yard is slowly progressing. I've got some drainage stone to go in the back of the shed there, just to make sure there's no water going to run into it, similar to what I did in this shed. I've got another load of type 1 there just to finish off some low spots. So yeah, we'll be in the yard in some capacity tomorrow. But I'd like to thank you for watching. These vlogs take quite a lot of effort to turn out week in, week out. Picking up the camera sometimes feels like a chore, but when I've done it and I've explained things and shown you guys what we're doing, then it makes a big difference. Trying to get the content as good and as exciting and as interesting as possible, whilst also trying to run a business. Really appreciate all your support so far. Please keep leaving your comments down below. Comments of encouragement, constructive criticism, anything that you've see or think in the videos, please let me know. It's good to hear feedback, and yeah, just know that you're enjoying the videos. I still constantly get messages from people saying how much the videos inspire them and motivate them, and actually motivate people to go and start on their own, which is really humbling to hear. Again, really appreciate that. Your support is the reason that I continue to do this, and as long as we are providing value in the vlogs, then it's worthwhile in my opinion. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all the rest, and I'll see you on Monday. Peace.